What's up, you guys? Happy Monday evening. I am sitting in my new favorite place in the world, which is my balcony in my new home, which I'm absolutely loving. But I will warn you, it's sometimes noisy here. So if you hear some of the traffic going by, just bear with me. So yeah, and it's just beautiful. Like right by the river. I'm doing some work and I just wanted to pop on here to talk about accountability and how this is a tip or a hack to really help you reach your goals. Any goals, even if the goal is just to live a happier, more fulfilled life, which sign me up, right? Everyone wants that. So as a coach, I am really a master of habit change. And I also, one of my clients said this last week, because I also coach other coaches. So one of the other coaches I was working with, she said something about drinking her own Kool-Aid. And I love that because also I stay in the work and I practice what I preach. So anything I tell clients, it's because I've lived it, I breathe it, I'm practicing what I preach. So what I want to share, which I preach, is setting up the right kind of accountability and support for yourself to make it inevitable to succeed and to follow through with what's important to you. And again, success looks different for everyone. So knowing what you want and why you want it is always step one. But once you know, again, the goal would be to make success inevitable and make follow through inevitable. So setting up support and accountability, and this means, I call it like a container. This means setting up whatever you need to hold that space for yourself and to make follow through easy. So for an example, even my workouts, I just find that I really, if I have an actual time and a class that I have to show up to, I am there. I've got an instructor in front of me to push me. I go 100%. I love the energy of other people working out around me. I leave, it's done. I don't have to think about it. I was a personal trainer for 10 years before last summer I completely left personal training. It was bittersweet. That was an awesome chapter in my life, but I left to go full-time with coaching. But so I totally know how to work out. But if I would say, actually, since I moved, I have not even used the fitness center here in the building, but I still work out usually like 5 days a week. So again, it's just the follow through. If I'm like, oh, I'm going to go down and work out, well, I could easily get sidetracked. And if I did and worked out on my own, again, I know what to do. I just won't push myself. I know myself. And that's huge too, that self-awareness and that saying like, okay, Justine, you're not going to push the same way. There's no way I would do cardio on my own the way I do at Cycle Bar, for example. So again, that's accountability. That's creating support in my life. I sign up for the classes. I have to show up. They're in my calendar. They're on the schedule. And I go. And I set that up for myself. So working out, staying fit, staying healthy, that's super important to me. So I make sure the follow through is easy and inevitable. And I've just been doing this piece by piece with like everything that's important in my life. I have multiple coaches at all times. I have 2 business coaches who are amazing to work with, and a lot of support around that. Masterminds. I even, just for like my staying in a positive state and really staying in a place where I am manifesting my desires and just staying really high vibe, I actually check in with a friend who's also a coach. With a good friend, we check in every morning and we share what we're grateful for. We share what we're calling in for that day, and we share what we're calling in long term. And even that's just been so amazing since I started doing that, because it holds that space for me to set the intention, to think about what I want, to connect to my vision, and also gratitude. Gratitude's so important. It's the quickest way to call in more good into our lives, and shifts us really into just feeling amazing, because when you're really truly feeling grateful, that's an awesome feeling. So great way to start the morning. Again, super important to me. And I do a lot of stuff on my own too. I do my journaling, I do meditation most mornings, but having someone else that I know I have to check in with and show up for, or she'd be like, hey, what's going on? And you know, if I do have a funky day, I have that support built in too. So that has been like tremendous, with really just every day shifting into such a positive, high vibration right away in the morning, checking in like that. And another thing that I've been doing for like almost 2 months now, my husband and I together, we check in on Sundays, and we have this whole spreadsheet. We each have our own spreadsheet, And I actually got this from Chris Harder, I love Lori Harder, her husband. Sometime early on in January, he talked about tracking what's important to you. So we have these spreadsheets for ourselves, and it's like everything that's important. So, healthy eating or workouts, nurturing our marriage, friends and family. Mine has a lot of like self-care, personal development, things I want to be doing in my business. And what we do on this spreadsheet is we just go down the line and we fill it in for each other. We take turns and we'll rate ourselves 1 through 5 on how the past week was. Just really being honest, taking a look at it, taking inventory, auditing our lives basically. And then we score the whole thing at the bottom and give ourselves a percentage, and we check in every week. And it's awesome because like whether it's a good week or a bad week, again, we're sitting there together and taking that time and space to really reflect on like, oh yeah, that's important to me. This wasn't a great week. And then we talk about what we want to do differently or like what's going well. And these are just a couple examples. Again, I do uphold goals for myself, but I just know if someone else is involved, it's going to make it that much more powerful. There's no getting out of it. I won't make an excuse. Like I'm there 100%. So again, just being really honest with yourself with what is important to you. Where do you need extra support? Like this is why coaching is so powerful too. I mean, for many, many reasons, coaching has changed my life personally, which is why I do it and why I love it so much. And just seeing the amazing transformations it brings my clients is just like the most rewarding job you could ever have. But that's part of why it's so powerful, is it's just that accountability, because we're human, and it's also just such a fast-paced, it's 2019, like there's so many distractions, there's so much going on. I know I'm really easily distracted. I have shiny object syndrome, squirrel brain. I'm always like, but also it's like we live in a time with notifications and just 5 million things going on at all times. So again, really staying focused, having someone or creating some kind of container and support and accountability around what's important to you is just such an amazing thing to do for yourself to make sure you are making success inevitable. So I just got inspired and was thinking about it and wanted to share this with you. So I hope it's helpful. And again, just really look at your life and like look at what areas you want to up level, or what's, where you need a little bit more support, and then get creative around like how you can build that in. Like even that friend of mine that I mentioned that I check in with in the morning, I just reached out to her and I was like, hey, I want to do this thing. And she was all about it. And it's just been so impactful for both of us. But like reach out to a friend, like chances are they need it too. Like trust me, like everyone needs support. And everyone needs connection, and yeah, so reach out, get creative, think outside the box on how you can totally support your goals and anything that's important to you in your life. So again, I hope this is helpful. If you have tips on how you do this for yourself, how you set up accountability and support, I'd love to hear it, and I will see you soon.